Massive allied swing. We have 3 armies advancing on this position. Allies trying to advance on MG positions and armor and pack guns. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot117, and today I'm covering a 4v4 game on Red Ball Express. With me today is my cat. You probably just saw her tail. Yep, there's her tail. Also, let's see who else we got in this game. We got Brandon Likes Guns, Doggy, Polish Underground, and I almost said Dalek, but that's not it. It's Daedric versus Slava Ukraine, Johnny, Mao, and Longrod von Hugendog. Double checking playtime, we can see each of these players have a decent amount of playtime under their belts. And also, just as a quick reminder that this was submitted by a patron. I don't normally do this much, but if you would like to support the channel, again, my Patreon's down below. You have early access to videos, as well as getting call-outs at the end of videos. And, of course, for upper tiers, guys, you get priority access on replays. So, essentially, get your replay picked. So, without further ado, let's get to this game, and hopefully it goes well with the 2 American, 1 Soviet, 1 Brit, and 4 Austier, which is quite interesting to see, which makes me think this Austier team has a plan, or at the very least they complement each other well, because that is very unusual to have a team of pure Austier. Usually there's an OKW player. Alright, right now we have ourselves Jaeger Armor, so Tank Destroyer is going to be on in the field most likely, and of course good recon, but let's see, Pioneers try to fight the echelons, but they say no way. We have Airborne coming on in, but no special units just yet. Let's see, on the left, we have pretty much very little action. Pathfinders trying to hide, which makes sense to lure the enemy in and take them out. Echelons are eventually pushed back when the Pioneers realize, hey, we can go around and shoot them from behind the building. Riflemen come on in to provide the fire support. On the right, smoke, more, lots of MGs. Very interesting to see. The allies are actually dropping smoke via Johnny. And this makes sense. Again, you can see here helping his team by making sure they don't get shot. But he's covering himself to build barbed wire. Very, very smart move by Johnny. Sorry about that. Actually, no. I'll kind of just have it this way. I always try to center it anytime. And it's like, no, I forgot. Can't do that. So let's get to this game. Oh, almost went 2-speed there. Anyway, already off to a great start. Grenadiers opening fire with, very interesting that they've already put barbed wire here so the enemy can't use it. Pioneers moving on in, infantry sections just lying back. Makes sense, wait for reinforcements before you push a position. But these guys are really well organized. I like this defensive line. Engineers trying to get around, no flamethrower as of yet. Middle is completely under Axis control. Doggy going, well, doubling down on those Grenadiers. To a decent extent. Smoke is coming down on the MG. Okay, so maybe the idea... Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Push up with the Riflemen, have the smoke cover it. Very nice. Alright, Riflemen looks like are pulling back once they see the Grenadiers coming on in. They're like, no, I'm not dealing with that. I'm not, no way. Pathfinders on standby. Again, very good units for long range, so I understand. And also they can put out beacons, which are very good. Oh, nice mortar! And a Gren goes down. Good shot by Mao on that hit. On the far left, actually, Axis control the fuel. That's a double fuel early on for the Axis. That's a big win for them. Good mortar hit against the Allies. So both sides getting some great shots. Engineer pulling back. Allies really low on men on the front. But they do have a universal carrier. They need to keep their distance. And the MG could also eventually get on pierce rounds to kill it immediately. Conscript again pulling back. Again, lots of German infantry. Not a lot of Allied infantry. I'm getting very concerned. Smoke coming down to stop the MG from focusing efforts. They do fire a rifle grenade, which was a wonderful hit against Slava Ukraine. Which, again, great to see. MG, let's see, can he do it against the conscripts? No, he's not going to. Grenadier does get pushed back. MG very low on health. Now barely any health, and that man is running for his dear life. On the far right, Axis forces are gaining control of the VPs, which, again, the Allies do have a small lead. They have about a 52-point lead. I could easily see that turning very quickly once the Axis controlled these points. And looks like the Allies are now trying to take mid. So good job there. But again, the mortar fire is right now the biggest issue. It's both sides have really good mortar shots across the board. Is this guy playing? Okay, I was going to say, what is he doing with it? Oh, I see what you're doing here. Great job. Who is Polish Underground doing a real, and I say this because he built a forward base. It's going to help all the MGs, mortars, grenadiers, keep the fight going, and allow them to provide direct pressure to the enemy without forcing themselves to heal on the back lines. They now can heal on the front lines. And right now, you don't have to worry about rocket artillery, so it's not that negative of a consequence. Great. I'm being serious. It's actually pretty damn solid. Allies, again, if we were to like look at their position, I bet you, yeah, they don't have an ambulance or a forward assembly. Now that doesn't mean they're not trying to do stuff. You can see here we have Slavic Ukraine getting 5-man squads, conscripts getting more men and building cover. On the far right we have a 50 cal. Was that I am assuming that might have been no, he's not 2 CP, so we built that, which, oh yeah, he is lieutenant. Ambulance on the side, which also brings up a key point. Both Americans are on one side, which is unfortunate because sometimes, again, good teamwork and good like team play with different factions can really help cover each other's weaknesses. Having double American can be both a positive and a detriment. Building over here is, yeah, these guys, I'm suspecting a team. I'm seeing more team action over here as well. We have a half-track advancing. This one has units inside, I believe. All right, oh, he saved his man. It got him inside. Wow, okay, never mind. He didn't have anyone inside. I thought he was, like, deploying something. But no, he was actually rescuing his men. That is nuts. Doggy saves the Pioneers. What a clutch move. Should have put your Pioneers in that situation to begin with, but hey, at least you saved them. Also, we have Luftwaffe, which is very powerful. Again, the heavy bombing run is super good. Plus the smoke call-in, very nice. Also free, so free smoke allows the 50 cal to be blocked, allowing German infantry to advance and possibly retake the fuel. Allied forces pushing on in with the Pathfinders. Captain got pushed back already. Panzer Grenadiers pulling back to get some heals with an MG line covering. The Gren Blob is moving in, and they are pretty damn solid. There's a 50 cal here, but again, I'm going to get a nice rifle grenade. Nope, immediately runs away. So, nope. Mahu is like, I'm not even going to risk it. On the far left, we have, again, Allied forces launching a counterattack. Axis forces having a bit of a rough time. Because, again, we have a mortar pit back here, so that's increasing the amount of mortar fire. Again, every time I compliment one side, the other side's like, let me show you how it's done. And in this case, the German mortar blows up the conscripts with ease. So, great shot there. Mortars don't have a lot of kills, per se. Oh, never mind. This guy's 16 kills with mortar. Hot damn. And I don't think he has... No, he has no mortar bonuses. I thought he did, but no. 222's opening fire and a mortar half-track. So, again, lots of artillery of a lighter variety coming in against the Allies. And with a fire barrage, they could easily deal with said mortar pit. So, something the Allies need to worry. Now, an AT gun will keep distance. But, again, you need infantry to give sight and protect against enemy forces. But when the enemies have Panzer Grenadiers with G43s brought to you by Lightning War, not something you're like, man, I can't wait to face that. It's more like, ah, fuck, I have to fight that. Panzer Grenadiers advance, but they get held up by Universal Carrier's suppression ability. And a nice RD barrage from this gun while Grenadiers try to hit it from behind. Grenadiers refocusing their efforts to turn left. We also have fire attacks coming in, mortar carriage most likely, or mortar half-track. Bundle grenade is thrown at the AT gun, almost kills it. Not enough, though. AT gun will survive its ordeal. Barely, I might add. Panzer gun gets hit with a mortar, push back. Grenadiers try to take the position. So a large-scale assault, and I'm not seeing much gain from the Axis. Molotov goes into the MG, burning that out and pretty much ruining its day. 222 switching on over, trying to save the front line. Now, don't be me wrong, the Allies are definitely in a worse state. They took some heavy losses, all things considered. I can easily see a conscript squad that died via Johnny. But, like, oh, actually, you know what? The British actually looks like they lost something, too. Let's see. We're looking at, oh, Vickers dead. Okay, so at least one unit's gone. And then with the Soviets, they lost a conscript, and that's about it. And I think that conscript was maybe earlier. Yeah, so actually not as bad as I thought it would be. MG holding them back. Hopefully they can hold this position. We do have some weapons being dropped in, it looks like. Thanks to Long Rod. Oh, it's actually not a weapon. It's a man. Or a pair of men, I should say. So they're the paratroopers coming on in. Again, give them bazooka teams. Give them Thompsons, LMGs. In this case, Thompsons for good close-range warfare. We also have Riflemen getting bars. So excellent job from Mahal. Or Mahu. Good for you. We also have Infantry Company for artillery, good airstrikes with airborne, IS-2 and 5.2 with mechanized. So overall, good selection of doctrines. And again, the last one for the Axis, we have festing support. The big thing about this forward supply station, very good at healing armor. So again, I could easily see this being super effective at making sure to keep the Axis armor in the game against Allied armor. Again, infantry section beefed up by those guns. The Brens are no joke, and will push the mortars back. Grenadiers have no upgrades. They have the munitions for upgrades, or I would say they would, until the Grenadiers took all of it for G43 rifles. Oh, wait, actually, he's upgrading. He gave them both MG42s. All right. Awesome. So now they have a gun equivalent to it. Although with the Panzer Grenadiers, I think this is a battle that there's no way the infantry section can hold, especially with 2 men versus 5. Mortar comes on in, great shot against the Pioneers. Axis fully control the right-hand side, Allies pulling back. So the fact that now the fuel on the left is going to Axis hands, most likely, not a good sign for the Allies. Allies are definitely going to be on the back foot, unless they get lucky. Panzer Grenadiers in a blob formation, getting a boost because, a tactical movement. Great arty shot from the Zis gun. Might get another clean shot. Nope. Aims a little bit to the right. But Universal Carrier picks off a Panzer Grenadier. Not what I thought I would expect. Pack gun getting some retribution. Firing long range against Universal Carrier. Fires again. Gets the kill. And Universal Carrier goes down in a ball of glory. Fire comes down on the mortar. Killing it most likely. Or at least removing its veterancy. I would be surprised if it lived. Yep. There it goes. I'm like, please don't make me seem like an idiot. Fire also comes down the mortar pit. Again, it seems like, wait, hold on. American counterattack through the side, but the MG is able to set itself up and counter it. Also, great shot there with the rifle grenade, and the Allied forces are easily pushed back. Might actually get another kill off the riflemen if they're lucky. Rifleman very low. Gren squad trying to finish it off. But the burst is not enough for them G42, and he will escape. Soviet forces coming in. They don't have upgrades for some of the men. Some guards do. Half-track just causing havoc, trying to push the Allies back. Allies at least have a major, which means that technically a Sherman could be around the corner. But again, it's one of those situations where both fuels are going to the Axis. And right now, mid is their only hope. Going for the munitions could get them vital weapons, although there are plenty of mines around, so they really need to worry about that. Axis against all the forward base over here. We have any additional armor that I'm missing? Is there any armor? Just half tracks into 222. Ambulance, we do have a half track on the field via Longrod. Again, most likely to shoot down planes. We have a recon flying overhead on the map. Would be good to take it down so the enemy doesn't, well, have sight. They're shooting it, but the plane, oh, there it goes. Almost hits the pack gun. Left side, we have a small counterattack, infantry section. Again, only 2 squads. Not a lot of DPS, but it might be enough. Right now, the German infantry is still healing. So again, they have a little bit of time to advance. But again, infantry section most likely be like, I'm going to push the mortar back and get some heals. Guard troops take the VP, stopping the hemorrhaging, because now the Allies are down roughly 60 points. So they need to do something quick in order to turn this tide. But I'll give credit. Both sides are at least fighting relatively competently. There hasn't been like a stupid decision. For example, I watched Halo Episode 2, and I made a list of dumb things that they did in that show. Yeah. I'm very glad it's in a separate canon, so that way it doesn't hurt the original canon. Very happy about that. Good job, Halo. Smart decision you made. One of the few. Anyway, so you can check out that review. which should have come out the day before this, but anyway. Anyway, 50 cal machine gun gets hit by mortar. Man goes flying. Oh my god, he hits a tree and he dives for cover. Man, what a dive that man did. American infantry pulling back. We have some type of strike coming on in. That's from the Luftwaffe. Hold on. That is from a specific unit, I bet you. It's Stuka suppression from the Luftwaffe field officer. Again, nice little ability. Suppress the infantry. There he is. He's in mid. Half-track coming in to reinforce. Maybe get him out of the suppression. Jump in the half-track so he doesn't be suppressing further. Or he, can reinforce in general to get him up to 4-man squads, which he does. We also have Doggy getting up a tier 4 building. So he has all tier battle phases available to him. Ambulance could be at a risk here shortly. 50 cals are set up to hold the line. But they're turning their attention against Long Rod. Pathfinder having a rough time, though a great mortar hit could deal a lot of damage right there. Small counterattack occurring again with the allies trying to push. Smoke coming down against the MG to allow them to advance even further. Again, if I had to guess, Long Rod is going pure D mode on this side, aka defense mode. Sorry, I saw the Lost City. There's a lot of D in there. Because literally, it's the Lost City of D. Anyway, it's actually a nice little charming movie. Especially if you have a girlfriend or if you're going as a couple, I do recommend that movie. It's quite nice. Anyway, but the point is, he's going to give him the full brunt of American firepower with Pathfinders and Thompson's equipped paratroopers coming out of the woods, hopefully springing into action, taking out any German infantry that decides to pop into the woods. Also building defenses to make sure that they can't advance, which is a smart move. Again, lines of AT traps to make sure they can't. It would take time for them to advance. You can always a direct fire rate, but still, it is time that it could give you to see where the Axis are doing. Recon's once again overhead. And now we have a Werfer, double Werfer, in fact. Oh, God. Coming over here. Fire comes down as well. Massive artillery barrage comes on in. And the Allies lose their fort assembly. And a lot of infantry is also dead. Luckily, it braced, so the building is relatively secure. But just to put in perspective, they lost 13 models from that assault. That's pretty massive for a one-time barrage. So, pretty solid. Panzer Grenadier advancing as well. Again, good job by the Luftwaffe on that strike. And again, using the incendiary also, again, very good job. Thompson group moving into mid. Grenadiers can't fight that close range, but if they keep a distance, they should be fine. Oh my god, once again, an American infantry unit dives on in. Unfortunately, unable to kill a German. He probably went in with a knife, just trying to go in, but alas, it did not work out. Look, when I brought up Halo, I was just mentioning the show, but now I probably should mention Halo physics in this game. The bodies in the ragdoll flying, oh, so good. Thompson opening fire upon the enemy. Oh my god, look at all the... Why are Americans like jumping beans today? M1 on standby against any Axis armor that decides to pop itself into the forest. Fighting positions back here in case of a flank. Again, I'm assuming more lines of AT traps will be going down here shortly. Again, defense in depth, and by god, that's in depth. Panther is on the field. What else do we got? Axis have a Panther in development, and I'm assuming he's saving up for a Tiger, because, yeah. Why not? Anyway, Allies do have armor themselves. They have a Jackson in development. We have a Sherman in development, about to deploy. A Centaur on the field, helping against Air Force, and a Katusha. Although Johnny doesn't have many men, and lost the mortar pit, so the British lose a very vital and important position. I'm not seeing a way the Allies win this. Unless they can do a decisive blow against enemy forces. The enemy's just putting bunkers, reinforced positions. They're doing pretty well for themselves. And they have the tools to back up their attacks. Also, mine. Well-placed mine right there. Hurts the Thompsons and alerts them to that position. Grenadiers moving into intercept. Panther as well. They don't have any AT to stop the Panther from just rushing in using its MG482 to open fire upon the enemy. Troops will pull back, and they don't lose all that many men. Airstrike does come on in thanks to the Soviets. Again, they get a nice little strike called the strafing run from the IL-2. Does quite a bit to infantry, and a good grenade right there knocks out the mortar. So at least they got a kill. but the flanks are still secure, and the Axis are putting additional pressure on the Allies. Allies are slowly getting armor, which could definitely help. But again, Axis have plenty of AT weaponry. It's just where they decide to place it and where do the Axis decide to advance. It looks like their attack is going to be against what's left of this defensive line. I say what's left because literally they've been pulverized to Kingdom Come at this point. Katusha, it looks like, did fire but missed and may have taken some action itself. Badge Grenadiers pulling back. Maybe the Katusha will want a shotgun approach. Werfer gets a good spread, but unfortunately isn't able to deal that damage that it desperately needed. Maybe over here would have been better. The attack is commenced. Panzer Grenadiers throwing bundles. The MG is... Oh my god, another jumping jelly bean. There goes an MG. Katusha, wait, hold on. Does kill 2 Panzer Grenadiers. Fantastic hit with the shotgun. Massive Allied swing. We have 3 armies advancing on this position. Allies trying to advance on MG positions and armor and pack guns. But without frontline infantry, the Allies overwhelm the MG, although it's advancing, which is very weird. Again, they're advancing on this long pathway. Axis forces bringing what they can. Tree as well flying in the air today. My god. The counterattack is working. American infantry with bars are mowing down what they can. The mortar is about to die, which is a big loss for Vet 3. Brumbar is opening fire, though. Gets a great shot on target. Continuing the barrage, could easily net in some more kills. Sherman back up with a T-gun to hold back any Panther. Allied forces still advancing, maybe throwing... Nope, he already used the coordinated fire, so I'm not sure. Fire comes down on the infantry. And just a great attack by the Allies. Shredding Axis positions, pushing the infantry away, killing them if they could with the shotgun, aka the Katusha. At least I believe it was a Katusha. Yeah, there's 2 Katushas. I was like, wait, did I mess up? No, we got another. This one's hitting the building, although... no, that's actually the one right there. Kills the pack. Werfer's returning fire, though. Actually hitting the guard forces. Doing quite a bit of damage. Unfortunately for the guards. Yeah. Brumbar being like, ah, yes. Also, Brumbar is a spotting scope, so he can actually see anything that tries to sneak up on it. But, yeah, the Allies also now has a Tiger on the field, so they have, or they need serious AT. And, we have guard forces, and we have 1 AT gun. Just solid AT right there. I joke. Hold the line is active. Air Force coming on in. The hold back Axis lines. Great kill right there by the Brits. Hold the line seems to be working. Again, we have a video on Patreon showing the awesomeness of, Hold the Line. So if you want to check that out, or be a Twitch subscriber, you get access to my Discord as well, and the early access area, so that way you can check out early videos, which there are quite a few. Grenadiers pulling back with the Luftwaffe field officer. Sherman advancing. Brumbar might need to worry, because again, additional AT forces coming on in. Allies pretty successfully hold this position, which is very key, because again, this position is, they need a fuel. They absolutely need a fuel. Now, Hold the Line is no longer active, I believe. Yep. So they'll need and now the Axis have their own bit of defense, and this is sector artillery. This will hit anything in the sector. So AT guns probably gonna be hit. Sherman probably gonna be hit. So yeah, they're being driven back. Tiger on standby. Again, Axis on the right. Just, I would say being very defensive, but again, his Brumbar and Werfers are assisting the other side. So he's has a static line with some guys diving in to cause some havoc. But again, they're quickly pushed back by the Thompson group. And yeah, they just murdered a Panzer Grenadier squad. So great job on those Thompsons. On the far left, Allied forces tried to, well, hold against the Axis counterattack, led by a Tiger of all things. Air support can be called in via the guy that has the Tiger, but with AT guns, oh, and a Firefly, Tiger might not get the chance. Nice guard right there, buttoning the unit, maybe allowing for a dead Tiger, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Too much AT will spell doom for the unit. Infantry section advance, AT gun, having a bit of a rough time with the infantry section focusing on it, but Brumbar comes on in. Very clutch. Great hit, pushing back the section. Fire comes down on the AT gun while guard forces focus on the AT gun, maybe trying to kill it or take it. Although there's a lot of Grenadiers, so I think they're going to kill it. Yeah, smart move to kill it. Kill it? He's not going to kill it unless the Katusha fires, then maybe. Oh, Katusha died. With, oh, by the Werfer, maybe. Werfer did kill the armor. Okay. I didn't even see that barrage. Fantastic job. Now the Katusha barrage coming on in. The rockets hit the Grenadiers. Grenadiers do escape, though, taking some serious losses. Middle, we have a push by the Thompsons against the front. Not too much to stop it. There's a bunker, but again, they drop smoke on it. Very good job, or very good use with the howitzer. Very long range hit. Placing a demo. Longrod is blowing up the key positions that, well, the Axis have been using to reinforce and or to stop their advance. So good job there. Mortar came down and blew up the demo. Panther trying to run him over. Panther's not the best. I wouldn't say, I mean, you can do it. It's just very difficult to run a unit over. Jacksoning the rear armor of it. On the left side, we have air support coming on in by the Axis, I believe. We do. Problem is that Centaur is shooting down a lot of the Axis planes, so they can't do as much as they probably want to. Yeah. And again, now the Brits are fully healed and operational, where the Axis lost their Tiger, having infantry hit by airstrikes, and overall just having a real bad day. But they're still winning. Right now they have nearly a 300-point lead against the Axis, or the Allies. Artillery coming on in from priests, I assume? Is there priests? What is... No, it's British artillery. Okay. I know priests are likely eventually by Muhao, but also dropping fire to stop infantry from advancing, which luckily does move around. But Reshlon's just fine. They're on the edge of it, so they're like, whew, that could have killed me. Actually, that could have killed us. That really could have killed us. But anyway, population-wise, we're looking at an Axis team that is, I would say, in probably the low 70s, to be fair, maybe a little higher. Allies, though, doing pretty solid work. They're also in the low 70s, so they have actually done a good job of coming back in a big way, taking territory and making sure they keep pace. Reshlon just died, though, so maybe not. Not a huge loss, though. 50 cal is sent packing. Ostwind on the field to push back the riflemen. Also shoot down a planes that comes by. Again, they're really determined to take back the left-hand side, which is actually a little bit curious because, again, you're not that far from winning via VP, so you figure you would try to focus there. But anyway, no, it seems that Brandon is focusing more and more on the left with his Werfers, which just fired. Oh, no, he just fired. Polish Underground. Which is fine if he wants to focus the Werfers on left. Brumbar's also focusing on the left. Good shot on the guards. Elephant moving on in. Wait, push via Panther. Jackson, though, comes on in and stops it. Grenadiers fighting off the Thompsons, but again, they're fucking Thompsons. They're going to shred you. Half-track, Vet 3, so at least he got some bonuses. MG hopefully holding back the Allies, and they do send them packing. On the far left, an Allied counterattack is inbound. Firefly hitting the Brumbar. Great shot on target. Will it fire again? Something fired, AT gun, but it bounced off the Brumbar's front armor. Great shot. But unfortunately, the Brumbar's is some good armor on the front. Although this Firefly does hit. The Elephant misses, and a new Tiger tank is on the field. I almost want to be like, dun, 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 dun. No. Anyway, AT gun, gets some good hits, but needs to pull back. Again, he has both specials on, which makes it even better. But he probably wants to heal it. Again, we're seeing something active, which is an airstrike brought to you by the Soviet. Kills the unit, hurts the AT gun. Excellent shot. Artillery as well coming on in via the assault officer. Called it in to make sure the MG is no longer there so we can take the position. AT gun, oh, never mind. They actually do. AT gun Firefly kill the half-track. Tiger tank advancing. Sherman pushing back the enemy with ease. Elephant on standby. Hold back double Firefly. Or at least that's the hope. It's like, yeah, well, we can hold back the Firefly. Really? No, we're gonna die. Well, maybe not. I say that as this gun gets absolutely annihilated. So if they keep knocking out the AT guns, the Elephant can have a better chance at knocking out that armor. But again, they need something to identify targets, which would be infantry or recon. They need something on the front. Meanwhile, again, we have a lot of Axis forces kind of grouped up over here. They're really trying to make sure the Allies can't advance any further. They almost get the 50 cal on the retreat. I think they do get a mortar. They need to take mid. Right now, there's a small issue with the 50 cal right there. Also, the sorry, not rifleman. The Pathfinder's doing a good job of holding mid. Double munitions going to the Allies, which is very good for allowing additional strikes and, you know, calling in abilities, stuff like that. Grenadiers on standby, and they do take mid. Again, right now a 250 point lead, roughly. We have something coming on in. That's air support, and that's from the Americans calling it in. Tiger is forced back. And we have something else coming on in. Hold on. Precision bomb strike? Which, again, is very weird to call in near the front. I don't understand that. They weren't pinned or anything, so. Plane goes down, thanks to the Oswin shooting it down, I believe. Although, Fireflies are advancing. Pack gun trying to stop him. Panther advancing, trying to counteract. They do have a flare active. Is that a Soviet flare? I would assume it was a Soviet flare. I believe it's a Soviet flare. Firefly and Disc gun tear that Panther apart. Panther very low, still managed to survive. Remember, there's a reinforced repair bunker so they can heal even faster. So again, even though it's like, oh, Axes are crippled. No, they actually heal pretty quick with that. Just watch out for diving planes. That could possibly annoy you. Axe is now pretty fucking pissed, calling close air support, hoping to kill these Fireflies, but again, they need sight, which means recon, which is something I don't know if he called in. Now, they'll immediately be shot down by the Centaur, or the plane will circle back and hit the Centaur. Not these planes. Again, Centaur gets a good hit by shooting down the plane, and the plane gets a decent shot hitting the Centaur, weakening it about by a third, I would say. Run by an Elephant right there. We have shots firing, hitting this general position. AT guns kind of there. Mortar carriages opening fire on the Panzer Grenadier squad. German infantry, though, should have enough to advance. Grenadiers, by the way, have like mid-teens in kills and advancing. Sherman's trying to stop them with high explosive rounds, and versing a Panther, they can't do much. But against these Grens, by golly, they're doing quite a bit. Another round, maybe. Not able to fire. Warford does hurt some of the infantry back here while Pioneers try to take the territory. Again, it's imperative the Axis take it. Unfortunately, with the high explosive rounds from the Shermans and the mortar carriages firing on in, it's very difficult for him to actually take it. On the far left, we have a Panther, damage engine thanks to an AT gun and a conscript AT grenade. Tiger trying to open fire against the infantry, doing what it can. We have a strike coming in against the mortar. That's from the Soviet Air Force. And the building takes a little bit. Mortar will survive. Well, the plane actually does survive. Never mind, it did not survive. Elephant seems to have destroyed something. Whoever comes on in, again, hits the front. Not really anything there to speak of. Axis are retaking the right munition, which is good because they definitely need that munition intake in order to really have a decent way to combat or at least overtake the Allies. Again, more airstrikes, more bonus stuff you get, especially maybe with this heavy bomber force, the better off you are. Because again, I can imagine the bombers coming in, let's say here, and just neutralizing everything in its way. It could be very potent if used correctly. 50 cal has been hit, weakened a bit. Fireflies, again, hit, but don't take that much damage. 50 cal as well on standby. Or, sorry, Vickers. Vickers on standby. Again, Daedric doesn't have the men he used to, but he still has 3 men, and he hopes to take back this side. On the far right, we have American air support coming on in. Again, problem is they'll come in once, they'll hit this general area. Elephants at least somewhat hurt, but then expect the planes to start dying like that because of all the AA that the Axis have. Werfer comes on in, hits the MG, doesn't kill it. Good shot though by the armored group coming on in. Did we lose the Tiger? No, we lost the Ostwind, okay. Armored group immediately pulls back once seeing everything on the front. Where is Brandon? Brandon still has his Werfers, which have impressive kills. But yeah, they need to clear all that. If they clear most of the Soviet line, maybe they can advance. Anyway, Daedric opening fire on the infantry section, and with the Brumbar smashing the infantry section. Can we get the kill? Maybe not, but we do have a 222 dead, which provides that extra sight for the unit. So a bigger and more important kill than you might realize. Brumbar moving in against the AT. And they're not doing too bad. They knock out one Zis gun. They do kill the other. Hoping to kill the Zis gun. Guard troops might dive on it. Yeah, they do take it. Both units will grab it. Although a lot of tank fires coming on in. Kill one of the Zis guns again. The other Zis gun's trying to open fire. Brumbar trying to kill it. Fireflies coming on in to hold back the armor. In mid, we have infantry advancing. And again, most of the Grenadiers are back at base. So don't expect them to come in to hold back the riflemen. That said, Axis do right now control mid. Although conscripts will slowly take it back. Brumbar trying to stop them. Hold the line just went active, so air support is inbound. Maybe to hit these units over here, I would imagine. Jackson hitting the Brumbar, good flanking maneuver. Actually, good job by Longrod for taking back the fuel. I know he's probably being prioritized in mid to help out there, but good job for him trying to come on in. Unfortunately, Elephant's like, nah, and just kills him. Air support comes on in. Brumbar, barely alive, I might add. 26 kills of at 3. Pretty awesome stuff right there. Again, allies taking more and more of mid. They seem to be regaining momentum when the Axis are kind of fumbling the ball a little bit. Right now, the Axis are in the mid-80s. Allies are in the upper 80s, I would say, at the very least. So, very good job overall for them. Zis guns remanned. They get a half-track on the front so they can heal. Yeah, artillery's coming on in, and oh boy, he just lost a guard unit. And his Zis gun, so maybe not. Air support coming on in. That is more air support. Again, you need to make sure you have recon for the air support to come in. So some of these call-ins are great, but it seems like the Allies know what their call-ins do and are better prepared. Not saying the Axis are terrible at their call-ins, it's just like, yeah, could be better. Anyway, with the air support being shot out of the sky, don't expect any more planes coming on in to hold back the enemy armor. Now they come on in and maybe finish off this Tiger if they're lucky. Again, a lot of guys coming in over here. They're really trying to stop the Axis from taking it, which makes sense. They want to hold that fuel at all costs. It's just fascinating in my eyes. Also spreading out some men as the Axis send more men on the left, or at the very least seem to lose more men on the left. Brumbar dodges the direct fire shot, infantry advancing, but again has to worry about all the AT, including an ISU and 5.2, which can definitely crack that nut. Infantry section pushing on in to hit something, but Ostwind will slowly wear him down. Or it should anyway. Its gun is pretty damn sweet, and it does successfully hold back the infantry section. Elephant now moving on in. Fire at that target. Not sure. Definitely gets some good hits. Knocks out the Sherman. Great teamwork right there by the Pack, the Panthers, and the Elephant. Panther very low. Needs to pull back further. The other Panther is relatively fine. Panther Grenadier taking mid. Right now, munition on the left. Would be great if he could take it. Pack gun taking over that position. Firefly wearing him down. Pathfinding might be an issue. Can we get a kill? Lots of bounces, but some hits and knockouts main gun. There we go. Some great artillery knocks out the AT guns. Like, nope, not for you. Firefly goes down. Or was that there before? Maybe I missed that, or maybe I'm having a brain fart. Whatever. MG, pretty damn low. Panther trying to kill it, which already has 19 kills, so he's doing a damn good job there. Firefly and ISU and 5-2 though could counter. Where's the Elephant? Elephant really start like counteracting this ISU and 5-2. It can definitely intervene in this and definitely go toe-to-toe with the armor. It's better than the ISU and 5-2 in my opinion at just straight up tank combat. ISU and 5-2 though is more versatile. The thing about it though is he's just sitting there menacingly, but Brandon is sitting there. Warfers have fired, and again, I'll give credit, they have 50 kills, but you still need to take territory, which, by the way, Longrod is taking on the right. Maybe not having the biggest army, as he's lost quite a bit, but at the very least, he does have his side, which is super, super important. Mortar carriage is opening fire to hopefully kill this bunker. And again, when the Axe is so focused on trying to take the left and failing so hard, it boggles my mind why they don't put forces to guard mid and have a guy guard right. Now, again, that's 2 VPs, and right now they have a 4-to-1 lead roughly. So again, I feel like that would be a good idea. Then again, there's plenty of examples of people doing very bad ideas. Let me list another one that is recent. Morbius. Morbius, which has a Rotten Tomato score that cannot drive, by the way. The last time I checked, it is unable to drive based on its Rotten Tomato score. So, I feel like they need to maybe do more No Way Home and less Morbius. But I will be seeing that clusterfuck because I have a season pass in my movie theater, so it doesn't cost me a damn thing except for once a month price. Anyway, air support comes on in, pushes back that Panther, which could cost some force on the right, as without additional armor support, might be in harm's way. Air support actually hurts the Panzer Grenadier squad. Plane tries to crash into the Ostwind. Will the other one crash? Wait, he's firing. Come on. It actually lived. Ah, damn. I thought he was going to die. Anyway, Panther on left gets hit by AT force in the ISU on 5-2. Grey Katusha kills the pack. Mortar coming on in. Pack gun is destroyed. Panther trying to stop it. AT grenades, everything. This Panther's screwed. This Panther's probably dead. Unless we see smoke, which I would say is a possibility, but Orange is no longer there, and I actually don't know how much men. No, he still has the Luftwaffe field officer. He can drop smoke. But alas, it doesn't last very long for that Panther. AT line just smashing that Tiger. Getting great long-range defense. Good job killing the big armor pieces. And yeah, there we go. Axis have been effectively routed. For the time being, at least. Infantry-wise, the Allies are still not the best state, but the Axis also have been losing quite a bit. Warfare does miss, which should give the Allies a bit of a lead in mid. Grenades being thrown. Panzer Grenadier squad will be pushed back. So excellent job there. Isoon 5-2, hopefully it's the Panzergren. Very close, but no cigar.
Engineers ready for assignment.
Let's see, the Luftwaffe field officers taking back the munition point on right. Some forces could be sent in for mid. They have some. They don't need repairs as well. Elephant, again, I ask, what the frick are you doing? I mean, like, this ISU 152 is just, like, literally going around anywhere at once. There's no threat. Elephant needs to move in. It needs to move in. I understand there's fireflies. Then put a pack gun and, you know, make sure it's a decent one to hold it back. Something, anything. Plane gets shot down. Pioneers are taking mid. Axis did take back the right, but I'm assuming these paratroopers, Vet 3 by the way, are probably going to take it back. Also, we have 1, 2, 3 Jacksons on the field with 2 mortar carriages. So, again, pretty solid stuff for the Allies. At least they have enough AT to really stop any major or big Axis armor unit from moving on in. We have an airstrike coming on in. Fire. Yeah, that'll hurt them a little bit, except for the area which the fire obviously didn't come down in. So, yeah, they'll just walk out of it and be relatively fine. Was expecting more from that. Was expecting a lot more. A lot of infantry units dead. Katusha opening fire. Hitting this general area. Pioneers, definitely a bit weaker. Maybe the guards can kill him. That'll be a nice pick if they can knock out that. They do. Okay, Panzer Grenadier Squad moving on in.
We have 300 points remaining.
Great airstrike. Oh my God, hold the line. Just murdered that Panzer Grenadier Squad. Dodrick went from having the biggest front line force to not much. Osman being consistently hit by Air Force units, specifically AT. They're being driven back, so again, allies will hold left. Middle, they need something to take it, but hold the line, that could take some time. We have bombers coming on in. They kill one unit, but not much of a hit. Honestly, I mean, okay, they did kill a single unit. I can't say it's doing nothing, but if I was them, I would try to hit this, or I would try to hit back line. Like, Maho's forces could have been neutralized by that hit. Just imagine that. You could have killed everything. Anyway, push on right does seem to be somewhat successful. But again, Air Force comes on in and says, go away. So they clearly go away. Those are P-47s thanks to the Americans, so good rocket strafe. Axis do take back the right, though. Like I said, the big issue is mid. Axis need to take mid. They need to take mid if they want to win this game, because now it's 3-1 advantage Axis. Doesn't sound bad, but remember, it was 4-1. So yeah, Axis absolutely needs to do something. Werfer fires, hoping to clear the Allied infantry. Again, Elephant is finally moved over. Thank God. Fires at the ISU 2. No pack gun is able to stun, which would probably be a death sentence for that thing. But, oh wait, 17 pounders being set up. So, Slava Ukraine trying to stun him with the rockets until that's operational. Again, pack guns would be better if you could go in and assist. 70 pounder is unable to fire. He's looking the wrong way. He's looking the wrong way. But that's fine. Additional pressure is placed with the Fireflies coming in on target. Air support coming on in thanks to the Axis. Dodrick coming in with ShinobiWarrior air support. Again, they'll probably hit the Fireflies, but they do hit the weaker one. It is somewhat damaged, but not as much as he probably wants. Axis taking the left. Guard troops pretty low and forced back. Grenadiers pushing on in. Panther goes down thanks to 17 pounder, which hopefully gives the Axis a little bit of insight, being like, hey, there's a massive gun over there. We should probably kill it. Infantry managed to dodge the incoming Werfer rounds. The Axis attempt to take the left, but again, ISU and 5-2 and the infantry section stop them in their tracks. Let's see. Thompson group is right there. Panzer Grenadiers on standby. Brumbart trying to stop them and actually does get a good hit. I don't know why you retreat all 3 units, but okay. You can just spread them out. Border carriages doing some good work. Slowly wearing down the enemy. They have a total of 34 kills. New paratrooper squads being put through the fire, literally as an Oswin wears them down. Panther force coming on in, hoping to kill some stuff, but double Jacksons definitely keep them at bay. I think he had 3 at one time, so something killed the other one. Maybe he had the air support, but not entirely sure. Whatever the case may be, Axis forces will take the VP, and with the VP held in mid, they will continue to put pressure on the Allies and hoping to win this. But the Allies are sticking around far longer than they would have if this was just a normal allied team. So you have to give credit where credit is due in that regard. Elephant, barely alive, needs immediate repairs. No repair station available on this side. And again, it's a weird thing where there's some artillery in the back, but I just don't feel like they have a clear line to snipe. Right? You have the tank destroyer and everything there.
Pioneers ready for assignment.
You have the priest, which could be pretty good to kill the A half-track or the priest or whatever. But we'll see if these small little attacks keep working. AT grenades inbound. Mahu could possibly kill this Panther if he's lucky with his Jacksons or gets additional support. Looks like Longrod is coming in with the support. And Doggy loses his Panther. And it goes down for the count. American infantry advancing on the munition point and in mid with infantry section support. Although that would probably be a big juicy target for the Werfer, which I actually think he might have lost. Yeah, they lost to Werfer, which, hey, not bad.
5 points. Our panzer forces
Decent hit, sends one squad back. Infantry section like, cool, I'll take it. Pack gun misses. Grenadiers on standby. Trying to push on in. Luftwaffe trying to take the territory.
enemy forces are securing our territory. The enemy is attacking one of our
Did he lose this? Oh no, they just retreated. Alright, Centaurs on standby. Open at the infantry. We have an airstrike coming on in. Fire to force the paratrooper squad off the point, maybe allowing the Axis to take it back. Again, I think that's kind of a waste. The bunker was doing fine, and honestly, it's one of those situations where it's like, sure, they take it for a minute, but you still have time. A better bombing strike back here or here would be so much more effective at trying to neutralize the enemy. Panther barely dodges. Hell of a shot. Jacksons move on in. Pack line being hit by the mortar carriages, hoping to kill it. Panther charges. Wait, hold on. Was that a mine? I'm not entirely sure what the fuck that was, but 2 Jacksons are dead for a Panther, and, you know, a pack gun's dead. But, like, that's actually a pretty damn good trade, all things considered. Okay. Amazing. But, Doggy can at least get additional men. Can Longrod. Longrod can, in like a minute, get a Jackson, but, again, it's still a little bit of time. Brumbar, 39 kills, just waiting for its prey to walk on in. Sees it, like, alright. Alright, I'll start shooting. Pack line on standby. But 17-pounder lighting up the Ostwind, I think it was a bad mistake. We have hold the line now active across the front. Axis trying to decap mid in the meantime. And again, they have... Wait. Oh, wrong unit. Oh, yeah, command tank is somewhere. Oh, there it is. Providing a defensive bonus. They're decapping the point. Werfer inbound. Misses completely. Brumbar trying to assist. Airstrike, though, coming on in. Thanks to its position. Does hurt the rifleman. But air support comes on in. Driving the Brumbar away. Command tank trying to stop the infantry section from moving on in. Again, allies very desperate to hold on to this position. P-47s as well inbound. Brumbar could die here. But they instead focus a Tiger tank. Elephant, though, moving on in. Again, good to see it's operational again, but there's a lot of armor that you can focus on. I think focus on the armor. Right now, Werfers come on in, but no matter how impressive the assault is, infantry section do manage to take mid, and even under fire, they're going to try to stop it. Great shot with the Elephant, hits the unit, but here comes the air support, dives on in into the Elephant. Panther is down thanks to the 17-pounder in ISU and 5.2 combo, and Tiger trying to assist, but unable to. Like Gamma Bomb being thrown, hopefully Knockout's engine does dodge in nick of time. Pan's Grenadier trying to hold mid. Tiger tank wearing down the infantry slowly but surely. But again, Axis are now down to, I would say, upper 70s. Allies are I would also say upper 70s, so it's very close. It's really just who can kill who first. Elephant forced off the front thanks to enough firepower hitting its side and the front to bring it down to about 20% health. Pack guns moving on in for some heals. Left side looks pretty open. And it looks like on most fronts, Axis Force having a really hard time holding key areas on the line. Again, I mentioned kind of grouping up, and I would have done that when he actually had a bigger army on the left. Now, the allies are so focused over there and have so many defenses that it's just harder to now attack because they have such good coverage over the area. And they've pretty much successfully held the left now for quite some time. Centaur, by the way, has like 12 plane kills, which is nuts. Luftwaffe field officer taking the position. He's going to try to take it. Again, smoke would be a good option. It's free, for God's sakes. I just don't understand. Brumbar, though, is quick to punish the 50 cal machine gun and drive it back. Or just kill it. Killing it's fine, too. Assault officer now moving on in. Trying not to meet the same fate. Jackson's on standby. This one has 21 kills, which makes me think this Jackson is OP, or what ended up happening was actually a Sherman died, but they got out with the crew, and the crew got inside here. So, hey, good job. You got Jackson with veterancy. Panther trying to assist on right. Stu gets standby as well with the pack line. So they have a lot. Seems like there's 2 Axis now over here, which not a great sign when 2 Axis are just trying to hold your side rather than where it was, where you had 3 guys going on the offensive one side and the other guy was pretty much holding. Well, speaking of the offensive, the limited one they do kick off with the MG and also the guards in the I2 and 5.2 right there. They're not gaining that much is all I'm saying. We have some type of strike coming on into mid. I'm assuming it's a recon pass. Brumbar trying to deal with the assault officer. Ooh, alright, decent shot. At least it pushes the unit back. We have P-47s inbound against the armor. Stu just dies to the AT forces. Panther being absolutely pummeled. But still, great shots with the anti-air. Again, having a real rough time with the with the Allied infantry in general. Come on, Brandon. Let's see what you got. Werfer comes on in, does drive both infantry section back. So excellent shots right there. Conscripts on standby. I love how Johnny's like, nah, I'm not gonna upgrade the men. It's a waste. Hold the line comes on in, not a waste, as it drives back the Brumbar. Hopefully keeping it off the mid point so they can maybe take it without risk of their men just dying in mass. On the right, we have a Thompson, but plenty of men to try to hold that position. Let's see, Doggy still has a Panther. Tiger goes down for a Daedric. Fireflies, again, in range of the pack guns. Excuse me, will pull away before they can fire. Middle's not being taken. Men's outside the point. Warfare strike coming on in. Panther pulling back. Double Panther pushing on in. Jackson's killed. Panthers might actually hold on a second. Air support? Is that Axis Airs? Axis Airs over this area. Again, they have anti-air, but as long as the plane's being kept over there to hold back the Allied armor, Panthers might be able to do some damage. AT guns he's destroyed. Grenadiers trying to go in for the kill. Come on. They got one. Longrod losing his entire armored force that at one time consisted of 3 Jacksons and 2 mortar carriages. AT gun might finish off this Panther, but Grenadier squad stops it before it can finish that final shot. Our right side's looking pretty clear. Brandon has a decent-sized army of armor, not really infantry. Again, the Elephant costs a lot. All the Panthers, the Brumbar. It adds up. But at the very least, his allies able to take the point. Try to kill the cache. Riflemen trying to counterattack. But again, will be a little bit of time before they can successfully push. Longrod's down to 24 population. So if they were to advance or do something, I mean, now might be a good time. because it will be some time before the allies can effectively counterattack. But Mahu doesn't give really, or doesn't care at all. Werfer comes on in, kind of drives them away. Great shot with the Jacksons. Excellent use. Knocks out the Brumbar. Conscript pretty low on health, though. Infantry section in mid doing just fine. Slightly on fire. But, you know, Werfer comes on in. Also doesn't do that much. Pioneer's trying to hold on to that territory, being like, we cannot keep losing VPs. We need to hold it. So he runs into a Gam Bomb and dies. The end. Well, Conscript Squad died, but so too did your Pioneers, so not much better. Also, Brandon has lost quite a bit of his stuff, including his Ostwind. So, Werfer again firing. Let's see. Knocks out the mortar at the very least, but big old blob coming in mid. Werfer comes on in to help push back the conscripts. They're still relatively weak, and they do get driven back. Again, bit of a waste of a bundle grenade right there, but hey, at least they can take mid now. Well, okay, assault officer coming on in. Probably should get the upgrade. Just saying. Rifleman being hit quite a bit by Doggy. Maho doing his best. Ostwind as well, trying to hold back from another angle. And again, the Axis are dishing out lots of damage. Look at those paratroopers. They're just slowly losing health. And by slowly, I mean rapidly. Rapidly is the key word there. Pack guns are not placed, so they need to be placed to counteract those Jacksons. Or at least do something to them. Far left, we have Panzergren Blob with, okay, Panzergrens and Grenadiers. Problem is, they forgot something called a MG42 that they accidentally gave to the Soviets. And they're using it quite effectively to hold back the Panzergren pushes, which they did lose another squad. Brumbar fires, weakens the guard troops pretty damn low. I'm surprised not dead. Panther just obliterated by the Firefly Jackson combo. Pack guns though moving on in. Mortar carriages hoping to hold him back. Katusha as well firing, but not toward the pack guns, but in mid to hold back the Grenadier squad, which he does successfully push back. But Panther force is now approaching. And he might try another dive, but this is not a couple Jacksons. This is all of them. Fireflies get the first shots, but again, even with air support coming on in, it's not enough. 70 pounder trying to relocate. Plenty of AT, and this is basically a suicide mission. This is what this is now. There's so much AT, I don't understand why you charged. I guess he thought he could blitz through the enemy lines and do a blitzkrieg-like action, but again, probably the smarter move would be knock out the 17 pounder and call in air support to just keep the enemy back and distracted. IS-2 and 5-2, by the way, Vet 3, not a ton of infantry kills, but still not doing too bad. We have the American counterattack in mid with the riflemen pushing on in, holding the territory. Good kill on the rifleman squad. Pioneer very low. Tiger pushing on in. It's like, yeah, I have the armor. You guys said I'm a Tiger. I'm fine, right? Yeah, you're fine, buddy. Nice Werfer strike, though. Kills a lot of American infantry. Mahu has pretty much lost all of his infantry. He has plenty of reserves, but still, that's not a great sign. Great airstrike, though. Hits the Pioneer, making a minefield, which is even better. Air support comes on in against the Ostwind. Again, hold the line is great for air support. And because it's a strafe, aka coming in from one angle, typically Ostwinds can't shoot it down. Unless it is like further inside, so when it first appears, starts firing before it hits its target, that's okay. But the Allied planes are coming from the Allied side, so you don't really have to worry about that aspect. Let's see, Werfer's on standby, pack guns on standby. Grenadiers pushing on in, or at least attempting to. Let's see. Thompson Force coming on in. Again, Axis were once on top, but I'm just seeing them just unable to deal with the Allied AT forces. The Firefly Jackson specifically, it's what's driving them crazy. Decent Werfer shot there. Come on, getting hit. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Great kill by the Werfer. Doggy gets a perfect wipe. Oswin coming in to help even the playing field against the paratrooper squad and just drive it back, but I don't think they're going to be able to hold against the infantry section. Yeah, lost quite a bit now, didn't you? God, so many planes are crashing this game. It's insane. Anyway, Jackson moving in against the Werfer, hoping to kill it. Pack guns are there, though. Fire at will. Oh, he repositions. If he were able to fire, like, a chain, that thing would be very close to death. Speaking of death, Stu dies thanks to long-range firepower from the IC-152, I would assume, and the 17-pounder. 17-pounder's, wait, no, or guards maybe killed it? Sure. Oswin pushing on in. They need to focus on the IC-152 with something, but most of the shots seem to bounce. Elephant now being hit by the 17-pounder. Did you forget? Yeah, fire that could come on in, which would really help. But, yeah, the elephant's about to die, isn't it? Oh, god damn it. My eyes are closed. I just heard it. I just heard the death shot, and I'm like, god damn it. Firefly's coming along the side. Armor is advanced against the IC-152. Again, big issue, and one that you could hit if you had the field officer. P-47 almost kills a stolen pack gun on the ally. Oh, sorry, on the not stolen. They almost knock out a pack gun on the Axis side. Jesus, what am I doing? Gladiators trying to take mid again. Allies were like I would, yeah, about 400 points down, or like 350. Now they're within like 10 points. It's an astounding comeback for the Allies. Or again, the Axis are not done yet. They're still taking mid and healing. If I was Brandon, again, I would have recon every time one of those airstrikes come on in to hopefully block the Oswind or the half track on the A variant that the Allies have. Okay, this one. From shooting down all the planes, because by god, there's a lot. Did somebody just fly? I have no idea. Anyway, infantry in mid is taking position. Oh my god, they've got it to 69. Nice. Pack guns get hit, but somehow, oh, there we go. Pack gun comes on in with the British artillery and kills both pack guns. Tiger tank trying to stop the assault officer, but having a rough time there. Remember, guys, this Tiger will be the one that turns the tide. Doggy says GG. I'm unsure, unless he's talking about VPs. Again, you have airstrikes. You could do... It's like you have strikes. I don't understand why you don't use them. Although tank spam is bad. I wouldn't say they did a lot of tank spam. They did definitely have a lot of armor. I'm not denying that, but I wouldn't say it's a spam per se. Doggy left. Oh, that's a dick move. Good job with the Gavin bomb. You killed the Panther, though. Brandon left. Hold the lines active. Air support and long range AT is just cleaning up the armor that's on the field. Jackson's come on in. Oh my god, that man, he hit the Tiger with such force. Air support hits the Tiger once again. Jackson does die, but I think this Tiger might die here. Daedrix now being hit by two Jacksons from the front. It's being marked. He's trying to get the hell out of dodge. Air support, though, might come on in. Yeah, there goes the Tiger. Great hit by the P-47 to finish off the Tiger. And I feel like that, with all those heavy losses and AI, even though I've previously had a game where AI was fantastic, I don't see the enemy winning this. Werfers are down. Firefly is just charging on in right now. Yeah. There goes another one. And another one. Bots dust. Daedric left. It's pretty much GG. Why would you drop supplies? Anyway. Yeah, it's GG. It's GG. So, let's check out the after action report and see how things fared. Again, overall, not a bad game. Again, I feel like this is an area where the Axis had the lead. And you can say, oh, Greyshot's heavy tanks. No, like, there's some parts I thought the heavy tank needed to engage more. Like, it needed to do stuff. Jacksons were pretty on point, and they didn't really have much to stop them. A lot of the pack guns weren't either set up or directional. Thank you to the person who has, even though it rounds up to 118,000, 117 is the damage, and I like that. Kills-wise also goes to Slava Ukraine, so good job there. AKA, this is Delta, for those who don't know, but actually, again, out of everyone who submitted it, okay, Delta submitted this, so thank you, Delta. Anyway, on the Axis side, Doggy actually has top damage. Polish Underground didn't get that many that much damage. It did get, he got quite a number of kills, so excellent job there. Overall, let's double check the MVPs. Jackson for one thing, Jackson for another. Although I think Mahu definitely took less losses. That's a way better scenario. ICU 152 never died. It got almost 26,000 damage, 60,000 damage for the Fireflies. Hot damn, they were effective. Daedric, Pack 40 did okay, 21k. Panthers definitely did mid with only 7,000 damage. Doggy, 19,000 for the Panthers, although definitely lost a number of men, but yeah, they did more damage. Brandon, Elephant, again, he did lose it eventually, but they did solid damage. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I think this is an issue where a bit more teamwork on the Axis side in terms of airstrikes and support really could have held the allies back, and over-focusing on the front that was already hard to fight instead of focusing on your strengths and areas is probably where you wanted to go. Because again, they just kept hitting that allied hardpoint, and they just slowly got worn down. And I feel like just holding 2 VPs instead of going for all 3 would have been a way better strategy. But again, let me know what you think. This has been Greyshot17. I'll see all you guys next time. Hello, everyone. Before y'all go, you can check out more content above. You can subscribe, and you can hear as I talk about some amazing people who support me on Patreon, which include Folkvard, Aphyria, Joey G240, Milam, Ace, ShinobiWarrior, PyroShark, XSomeToolx, Epic Pleb. Thank you all for your incredible support. You literally help this channel keep on growing, so thank you. If you want to support the channel, again, check out some of the stuff I mentioned. Otherwise, I'll see all of you next time.